Chuck Tornado Reptiles, Tortuga Ranch, and I just cleaned this water bowl too. They just see they live on dirt and they just keep walking through it. And it's shower time for the Aldabras. Nucci loves the shower. That's my Nucci girl. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I think it's a girl. So okay. And that's Cuff. Cuff likes the water too. This is a pretty exciting day for us here at Tortuga Ranch because we just got in some leopard tortoises that are really, really super pretty. I'll show you them. Just got them, so they're, hey, where you going? What are you doing? Sulcata tortoise here by my feet. Probably gonna start nibbling on me. Hey, look, move, Dad. Look, move. Get out of the way. I'm not going around you. True to the nature of the sulcata tortoise, she will not walk around me. She will walk through me, which is fine. Can you do me a favor and lower down the lid on the new leopard tortoises? And here's the new leopards. Oh, so cute. Wow, that one's really pretty. So cutie patooties. Love the little leopards. Now, if you catch this, good for you, but that is not a leopard. That is a little captive-born Russian tortoise. So, one little Russian tortoise. I just know where to put it, so I put it with the little leopards. This one's really neat too. This one's got like, just as in this one right here, has like no black on it. Not too much anyway. Let's see. See that? Pretty neat. These two are really cool. I like them all. I love them all. I think they're all really cool. And even the darker ones, even ones like this one, per se, could be really, really, really light. You just never know how they're going to grow up. And this one could be really light. You know, they could just be really light animals. But I literally just got them, just put them in here. So some of them are just now starting to walk around a little. Sally, can I have that light box under the UV over right there? See the light box there? I want to show folks what I'm putting on these guys. Now it's very important to keep your little tortoises in the right setup. So what I have here is forest bedding, and I moistened it. I didn't soak it, I didn't wet it, I moistened it. And every day I'm gonna moisten it. No, it's the other one underneath it, a little UV. And then for heat, this is what I call a hot box, by the way. It's a plywood enclosure that I made myself. 3/4 inch furniture grade plywood, right under the little black thing that there's an empty box. Yes, that thing. And then when I shut the door, there is air holes that I drilled into the back, but not many. I designed this enclosure specifically for little look at that guy, for little tortoises. And come here, baby. There you go. And what happens is it gets nice and warm in here. I mean, like 90 to 95 ambient with probably a 100 degrees right here. Now this bulb that I'm using here, because it's very important for little tortoises, for shell development, I'm using a mercury vapor bulb. It's it's got UVA and UVB. Okay, it's a mercury vapor UV output bulb. And I also have a T5 UV bulb. So I do a lot of UV on these guys. The T5 will go out at a certain time. and then the other one stays on. And while they're in the hot box, when they come in, when you first get a little leopard tortoise like this, you see how small it is? If you go to a reptile show and you buy a little leopard tortoise like this, and I see it all the time, people are walking around with a little deli cup and they have their little leopard tortoise in their deli cup. It's wintertime, folks. It's cold out there. These things are babies and they get a chill. And when they can take 1 or 2 little chills, but when they start getting like a few chills or they start getting cold for an extended amount of time, they get sick. They get respiratory infections. So my preventative for that is the hot box. I keep them in a hot box like this, and I force them to be warm. I keep the humidity up so that they don't develop pyramiding, while they're in the hot box period. But in the hot box period, they're going to be in here with this light on, this one on 24/7. That one's going to shut off and turn on, but that one's going to be on 24/7 because it's just how I do it. I just do not want them to get sick. These guys were shipped in during that process. They probably got a little cold. There's a little baby Russian tortoise. They are so cute, just adorable little babies. And I have a good connection now for these leopard tortoises, so hopefully it'll be a steady connection and a good business connection for me. But yeah, these guys, they're going to stay warm because, all right, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but when you first get an animal, especially if it goes through a transport period coming to you, these animals get something called Shipping's disease or shipping disorder, where their immune system can actually be compromised because of their stress level. They get stressed out, and when they get stressed out, their immune system goes down. And when their immune system goes down and their stress level goes up, they're susceptible. Isn't that pretty? They're susceptible to getting sick. So what you want to do is you want to get these animals as warm as not overly hot. I mean, you don't want to kill them, but you know what I mean. You want to keep them at the top of their range, so to speak, for a couple weeks to get past that initial stress of being shipped. And then once they get over that initial stress of being shipped, look how variable they are. Then you can go back to a day-night cycle, and then they're more hardy. And after about 6 months or so, these leopard tortoises, they'll be pretty hardy, and especially after a year. But when they're babies, you really want to kind of treat them right. Be a little delicate with them. Look at that little guy. So cute. Oh. I imagine these guys are just going to be falling around and stuff. I've had to help 2 or 3 of them so far that got onto their backs a little. Let me see if I can give them another little mist it. Mist their food a little more. This is Missouri tortoise diet, and I'm just soaking it, getting it nice and wet so it gets nice and puffy, soaks up like a sponge. This is warm water, so it's not going to affect them. Oh, look at the colors on that little one. Just insane. Really pretty. They're all beautiful. Some are just like standouts. Like even something like that. Beautiful animal. And who knows? That thing could grow up and be, a high white more so than the other ones. You just don't know. It's like little box turtles. You just don't know how they're going to grow up. So that's the leopards. Gonna keep them in the hot box. Lock the doors. And see how these big guys are doing over here. we started with the Aldabras, we'll finish with the Aldabras. Right, Cuff? Oh, what? What, huh? You want to see Daddy? You don't want to see Daddy? Hey, you don't want to see Daddy? Go ahead. You go ahead. You want to get out? Get out. These guys are pretty big. I mean, look at my hand on it. And this enclosure that I have the Aldabras in is PVC lined. It's a plywood enclosure like the rest of them, furniture grade plywood, but it's completely lined in PVC. Hey, hey Noochie Booch. Hey Noochie Boochie. Smoochy Boochie. So it doesn't matter if I dump, and I will dump, I do dump all the time. Just dump their water. Doesn't matter, because it's completely waterproof. Cage is completely waterproof. And they like a higher humidity. Aldabra tortoises do like a higher humidity, and that's why I built this. Basically, their whole cage is a humidity chamber, which is why I do it. And the sulcatas, they're just in here until they can go back outside again. Now, I'll be making another video on our present situation and our move and what we're doing, but I am moving. I am going to be selling my property in Tortuga Ranch here and starting it where we're going, and we'll go from there. Okay, but I'll talk to you about that soon and end on another little peek at the baby Leos. So cute. Cute little babies. Awesome. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you spending some time with me.